So this is going to be my first test of the Canon 70 Mark II with the Canon 70-200mm f2.8 lens. So this is my first test using these two in a big sporting event. I'm not actually sure how much footage of this I'm going to be able to get, but you'll probably see the photos. Still not sure what that's going to look like, but yeah, we got the 70 Mark II right here. It does 10 frames per second at 20.2 megapixels, and then this really awesome telephoto lens. So we're going to be testing these two out, and yeah, let's get to it. Alright, let's get into the action here. We're going to be doing a voiceover for pretty much all of the meat, or what I can see right here, because I find that pretty interesting. So this is going to be a one-take voiceover. Not exactly sure how well that's going to work, but right here, that was the warm-up. I just took a few quick pictures. I was testing out the speed. This was the first event. Why don't I give a little background? You can hear how fast that camera is, but this is all unedited, by the way, so yeah, just bear with me. But so we've got the Canon 70 Mark II with the Canon whatever 70-200 image stabilization. I just turned it sideways there. It's pretty cool. Alright, so yeah, so that was the first routine. Where are we? We're at a gymnastics competition in Minnesota. Yeah. Level 10 gymnasts. You're going to be seeing that I'm following around one gymnast in particular, which I actually already posted a video if you haven't watched that video. It's a really interesting video of one of the gymnasts who, he's like a national champion or something. Yeah, so you can watch that video if you want to learn more about him. He did an awesome high bar set, so I thought I'd just do a nice video on that. But this is the entire meet 2016. Let's see, who do we have up right now? I think right here I was trying to perfect the settings of the camera. This is like the first time I was shooting action. So, yeah. If you're wondering what the actual setup is, there's a GoPro right on top of where the hot shoe goes. I 3D printed a specialized piece to go right in there, and then it hooks up with a GoPro. So you're watching the GoPro footage, and then pictures sporadically pop up. Hey, look at that guy. He's got the same camera. Hey, dude, we've got the same he didn't even look at me. Back to the routine. There's so many people who, sorry, I'm yelling into the mic. There's so many people who walk by you, which I actually had on the floor sort of privilege. I don't know if you would actually say that. I kind of did. But I actually decided to sit in the stands for this one, kind of just to test out the telephoto-ness of this lens, how far it can zoom. But then, hey, that was a nice duck dismount there. But the shot that I want is kind of like at this angle, and it would have been pretty difficult to zoom in or just like sit closer and still get the right angle. So that is why I chose sitting in the stands, even though later you'll see that I actually am out on the floor, which typically is a better shot. But right here, kind of like this. Alright, so I am going to edit this. I haven't edited it yet as I'm doing the voiceover, but this was a very long competition, so yeah, the long breaks are definitely going to get edited out, because this video right now is 1 hour and 22 minutes. We're going to see if we can cut that down a lot, because I don't know if I want to do a voiceover for that long. I'm literally just already we've been going for like what, 4 minutes or something like that. I'm already on Instagram like checking the pictures, but let's get back to work. So here we got Shane now. Actually got some action, not that the other stuff was less actiony, but Shane now on the parallel bars, chalking up the bars. Oh wait, he's not going yet. Nope, got a different guy first. I really like the zoom, the focus and the zoom rings. They're really nice and feel nice when you're zooming in, if you want to do that close. Very fast, zooming in and out, you know what I'm saying. But also the autofocus is great. This entire time I did use the autofocus, and it was spot on, especially with the 70 Mark II. It's really, really great at the autofocus. It's got like, I don't even know, 5 different autofocus modes, so like, if you have it, you can look at it, or just look at it, but the focusing was great. It was really amazing. So now we got Shane up. Also the not the autofocus, but the manual focus ring is awesome. You can do some awesome stuff with that manual focus ring, but we're doing a live thing, so we're not using manual focus. Those will be future videos. I got some really great shots of Shane chucking up the bars here. He's about to go. Really like zooming in and getting those nice tight shots. The emotions. Yeah, I am facing the wrong way, as you can see. So it's a little difficult to run to the on the other side of the stadium, I think, to just get that one shot. But anyways, here we go. Also with the position where I was sitting, this angle, you can get that banner of the meat in the background, which looks pretty nice. So I got some nice portrait vertical shots. Oh, that was nice. So like here, it's turned because that made sense, or at least that's what I thought made sense with this. So, yeah. Just let you listen to the 10 FPS that this camera has. It's pretty amazing. I think we got the dismount right here. Over-rotated that a little bit. Otherwise, pretty clean routine. Alright, so the next event after the parallel bars is the high bar. So I chose this nice shot kind of behind this stack of mats that are just sitting back here. So behind the judge. I thought this is a pretty nice spot to be getting photographing, you know, pretty nice. Also, actually during the actual competition, so not during the warm-up, but the actual competition, I kind of snuck up closer to the judge there, who's sitting in the table, in the chair, oh, that was Shane. As you can see some of these amazing moves. So, yeah, so I sat behind the, oh, we've got a visitor coming. So I sat behind there, that's all I was saying, on the low to the ground. But we've got...
What? 20,000? Jesus. How much is this lens?
He wanted to take a photo with the lens and the camera, just the whole setup. Because I'm telling you, this thing is awesome.
How far does it zoom?
Oh, now we have the coach coming by.
What kind of like... Tell me something cool about it. Do you really have this filming like all the time?
He's talking about the GoPro on the top.
I'm gonna take a picture of Carter's butt.
I'm even still leaving this in there. I'm gonna cut this all out, right? Some of the people didn't really like that I was taking photos, especially the other photographers who were taking photos at the meet. Which actually, if I have the picture, I'll pop it up right now while they're still warming up. But I took a photo of the professional photographer there who was supposed to take photos. And if you look at it, she's got the Canon 70-200mm, exact same camera, and the 70-200 lens. So she had the exact same camera, the exact same lens, except she was there making, I don't know, I can't say how much, but I really have no clue, but I was just there just taking photos on my own, getting the exact same shots as these professionals with the exact same camera and the exact same lens. I just thought that was funny. There was another guy there too.
Haven't even started using it.
Looks like we've got some visitors trying to dirty up the lens. Alright, let's get to the actual routines. Alright, so we're still in the warm-up, but Shane was taking another attempt at his Kovacs, which you can see right here. Testing out that 10 FPS. Very nice. If you want to see all of the nice pictures, you can find those in the other video that I did. It was at the next day. This was like a 2-day competition, and it was at like the college meet. So if you want to watch that, that was a pretty awesome night. And he did even a more difficult skill, and that's called the Coleman. So you can watch that. I'll put the link probably somewhere on the video or in the description if you want to watch that. But I like essentially had all the photos that I was taking at the 10 FPS and put them all on the screen in a nice layout. So if you want to see what all of those pictures looks like, you can check out that video. It's showing the awesome picture of him opening up. Alright, so now we're in the actual competition. Once again, we're checking out the fast shutter speed. I was actually switching between 1/1000th of a second for the actual photo, and then up to 1/1600th of a second. I started out, that was nice, stuck dismount there. I started out at around 600, just because I thought, I mean, that's pretty fast, but if you actually zoomed in on the photo, you can see a little bit of blur when they move too fast, and you can see this is a pretty high action sport subject that we're filming right now. So I wanted to bump that up to at least 1,000, so you got nice crispy images even though they're moving so fast. So I was actually able to do that because of how good this camera is, the 70 Mark II, in I don't know, just like high ISO. I don't know if that's right, but like the exposure. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's really good. It has very little noise when there's not too much light coming in, because if you think about 1/1000th of a second, there's not that much light that's coming in, and it's a good thing that this stadium right here has nice lighting, but that definitely did help. If this was really dark, you'd definitely not be able to shoot this fast, but since we got adequate lighting and an adequate camera, and the lens is 2.8, that means a lot of light can get through. It's definitely a good situation there, so you can get really nice and crispy images. That's pretty much all I'm saying. Alright, so next up is Shane. He's this is the highbar routine for the first day, not to be confused with the highbar routine for the second day at the actual college gymnastics meet. You can watch that video if you haven't already, but it was really high action and an awesome routine. This one was also a pretty good routine, I believe, so just listen in. I chose this angle because it gets that nice, you can really see the dimensions. Very nice. That was a lot of photos. So this nice sort of 45-degree angle to the bar, I think is nice because if you're straight on, you can't really tell exactly what we're doing. This really only pertains to me in this situation, but you know, I kind of like the 45-degree angle shot, which looks nice. Very nice dismount there. Alright. That was the high bar. The next event is now floor. I didn't take any photos during the warm-up, and it was a little chaotic. And I had already taken like 500 photos, so it's a pretty awesome view right there. You got the crowd, the entire stadium. It's a really awesome shot, I think. I really wasn't too sure on floor how to really tackle this. It's a nice thing that I got this 70-200 because when they're on the far side, you can zoom all the way in, and then it'll look nice, and then zoom all the way out if they come close to you. So it actually worked pretty well. It did. The camera, I didn't have it in, I don't know, it's probably the best setting for the focus. It was kind of just a general focus setting for action stuff, but it kind of got sidetracked with all of the stuff moving on in the background. It couldn't really focus in on our subject there, so a couple of photos were blurry with on this event, but I was able to. Oh, the other thing is right there when they're running right at you, the focus is constantly changing, and so that's really difficult to deal with unless you want to do manual focus. So that was a little tricky just in my situation. If somebody's running right at you, it's difficult to maintain a focus, but other than that, it was a pretty good photo sesh. I got quite a few nice shots right here, as you can see. Too bad I didn't really have the wide angle, because as you can see, that's a pretty awesome wide angle shot that could have been, as you can see from the GoPro, because the GoPro's uber wide angle. But you know, you gotta work with what you can do, work with what you got. I don't know what I'm saying. Just do what you can. So again, it's difficult when they're running away from you to maintain focus on them, because focus distance is always changing. When they go like side to side, as you can see right here, that's much easier because the focus doesn't really change, or if it does change a little, it's not noticeable. But if they're running right at you at full speed, it's difficult to keep up. Got some nice photos right here. Really love the I mean, it's great for action, but just static poses are also really nice, as you can see right here. They make some of the best photos. Also, like, generally when you're shooting somebody who's like running or doing something really fast, you usually catch them doing an odd face or an odd pose, or it looks a little off sometimes. So yeah, that's just what I'm thinking. So when you have a nice pose, it's more likely to look more natural than a quick shot of somebody. Next up, we've got Shane on the floor right here. Really is too bad I didn't grab that wide angle, because the background is so unique. It's, at least you can see it with the GoPro. Alright, here we go. that would have been really cool if I got used the lens that's not this long, because I was a little too like cropped in on the photo there. It did manage to get some nice focus though. So this is a really nice test of this camera and lens, because they're moving all around. So it's really testing how well this camera does. It's like super quick. Focusing, as you can see, it does pretty well, because you have to move around very fast, which is similar to what it is like in most sports. You gotta point and shoot just like, I don't know what I'm saying, but really fast. Stuff happens really fast.
Like, if it's plugged in forever, but just on battery, a couple hours.
So now we're on the pommel horse. This event was much easier, at least in terms of focusing, compared to our last event, because they're not really moving at all. They're not running back and forth. So this definitely was easier, which brings in the opportunity to get more dynamic shots, where you're not just trying to do your bare minimum focus and get the framing right. Now you can actually incorporate more techniques of, I don't know, positioning of where you're sitting or standing. So yeah, Shane in the warm-up there. I didn't really care that there were some people in the way. It kind of adds to that shot of the stuff. Nice. Alright, so right here, the camera lady, who's the professional, who had the exact same camera, walked right behind me. If you can hear what she said something like all decked out with gear now, because I was actually shooting earlier in the day there, and I didn't have the GoPro on top, and so I believe that's what she was pointing out, because we had the exact same camera. Yeah, but so now I had a GoPro and she still just had the camera, so I was all decked out with gear. So and that's just for you guys, so you can watch right over the lens what is going on. That was pretty funny. Okay. Hey, there's Shane. Got a nice shot of Shane there, chalking up his armpits, as you can see. It's kind of funny. Gotta get both captains doing that. That was important.
So have you been here all day?
I have been here all day, if you're wondering. Check out that nice, very narrow slot I just got right there at the moment to take those nice photos of Shane. People trying to get in the way of the camera.
How much was this camera?
I think they were
You own it? 2 cameras on there?
they're trying to
Most expensive one?
It's not the session.
the lady, professional photographer lady, she was actually sitting right behind me. You'll see in a second I took a photo, but they were kind of talking loudly, let's just say, about that the camera. As you can see, it looks really sweet. She's sitting right in that chair.
Especially with the lens there.
Yeah.
That actually looks really cool.
It actually looks pretty
I
cool.
tried to move it out of the way. Maybe if I move it fast enough.
Doesn't even move.
Probably.
That's how my map.
Alright, so here we have Shane going on the pommel horse. It's actually really funny, because I'm sitting right here. 3 feet behind me is the professional lady with the exact same camera, and we're like shooting the exact same thing, so we're essentially taking the exact same photos. I thought that was kind of funny. definitely testing out actually the processing speed. Let's get back onto the topic of this camera because I feel like we've strayed from that topic. But this camera actually has like 2 image processes. That was very nice. 2 image processors, so you can take what is it, like 200 continuous photos at 10 frames per second, and it won't like slow down. So like after that, it'll still keep taking photos, but it won't be the continuous 10 FPS. But that is really amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
Reviewing the stuff there, it's really sweet. I took him up on that offer there.
Did you actually see that? I told him to take a picture of the other person playing.
So if you look closely, you can read 70. So my camera is so good. Actually, both of our cameras, but the megapixels are so good. You can zoom in and read the 70 Mark II and the lens 70-200 L lens. That's a pretty standard setup there, but you know, pretty sweet, must say. This is actually the part where I noticed that it's the exact same camera.
Oh, that's
the realization.
Except you actually own yours, so.
Pretty sweet, must say.
And you just have the GoPro on it, so.
And you have a 3D freaking printer. So that's basically just a big.
Fuck you.
How did I gain battery on my GoPro?
Alright, so now we've moved from the pommel horse to the rings. This is the second to last event. Volt's the last event, but this is really a true test of the telephoto range. As you can see, I'm once again sitting in the crowd because that's the best spot. At least what I thought. Earlier in the day, when I was shooting an earlier session, I sat down by those mats, kind of like where I was sitting for the high bar. If you remember, those mats there, kind of just sat crouching by there. But you know, I decided to actually get a nice elevated view, and you can see, you like hold. I found almost a perfect spot to set the camera down. All right, so now on here, just about all of the photos that I took here were the portrait style. So you can't really see too much because that bar is in the way, but at least the photos that I took look good because that's kind of more important than just the GoPro view. But you know, you get the idea that what we're doing here.
I'm zoomed in. I don't even see him anymore.
I commented about there's a one of the designated photographers out there in the meet sitting like right under in front of the rings, and I was zoomed in so much couldn't even see him, which I mean that would be a nice spot, but I kind of liked where I was too. Alright, so next up is Shane, and I was actually somewhat dared, but this is actually a really nice test. I've taken as many photos as physically possible until you run out of buffer. So I'm sorry, this is really annoying, but you know, it's running out of buffer. Yeah. That's pretty amazing, I must say. So right there, it started running out of buffer, so I decided to save it till the dismount. But seriously, that was a ton of photos. That consecutive 20.2 megapixels. I was shooting at the highest quality. That was incredible. Alright, so the last event here is the vault. Once again, I was kind of sitting in the stands, but again, that's like practically on the floor there, which I could have been. But you know, I thought this was a pretty nice angle you get going here. So yeah, pretty low to the ground, kind of at eye level with the actual subjects. But yeah, let's see it here. So this is really just like short blips, so you can see like that's all it took, just a couple of seconds. and then kind of just reviewing this stuff. So this is really a good test of the autofocusing, because as you can see, it's just like that, and it's done. So it's a really nice test. What I actually ended up doing was setting the focus on like the table or like around where they're vaulting, so I could set the focus right there, and then just hold it down so it'd be in focus, and then just do the photos. I found that to be the best way, because that's like the most interesting. If I actually wanted to try to get the run and stay in focus that whole time, I doubt that would actually work. And the actual air time is the most interesting part. So yeah, that's what I think. So I focused like where the action is going to happen before it happens. So essentially back timing, I guess, all this stuff. So right here, that was Shane, I believe. So you have it already focused, so then all you have to do is hit the focus button, or I'm sorry, hit the shutter button when they start going, instead of having to get focus and then start going. Because by the time, like, even though this camera is really, really fast, by the time that all happens, it's probably going to be halfway. They're going to be halfway done with their vault, or even completely done, or whatever you're shooting. It's probably going to be over. So yeah, that's just my thought. I didn't get great video on vault here. It's really fast, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so I think this is Shane's actual competition vault right here. Very nice. After the vault, I got some nice close-up shots. Kind of, at least tried. It's always nice. I moved down to the center row for the remaining vaults, just to get more in the action. It's a pretty nice shot you got right there. Thank you for watching this first test with the Canon 70 Mark II and the 70-200 f2.8L lens, whatever that means to you. So essentially, this is like what I think the best semi-professional, or if you look at the actual professional people who were out there, they had that exact same camera. But so I think this is a really great camera and lens for sports photography, also nature photography, all that stuff. Really great, fast autofocus, fast shutter speeds, and just overall great photos. So thank you for watching. Hope this wasn't too boring, and goodbye.